Right, I just thought I'd make a fucking video. I've just come into Luton. I'll just give people a quick glimpse of the fucking asylum from what we call civilized. Concrete, fences, walls, and shithole. Wow, man, look at this. This is what you call civilized. The nut house, the prison. Everywhere you look, fences, walls, concrete, tarmac. This is what people call fucking civilization. This is the asylum. This is where you're legally not allowed to leave unless you have enough money. Beggars. Hercules. This is what you've got. This is what you've got. This geezer here.
Oh, well done, you don't know.
Went to my school. We used to call him Tim Nice but fucking dim. He was from quite a rich family, or better off family, over Birmingham. And now he's just an alcoholic fucking bum that sits on the street begging. It's got a house, they've got houses, but basically they'll sit there begging. People think they're homeless, bung them a few quid, and then they can go and buy a few cans of beer. So why would they bother going to work if they've got people that will just give them fucking... Ooh, now we've got shows of Luton Street Fest. Now veganism is the new thing that they are pushing. Veganism is very meat shit that's made in a fucking lab. But basically this is what you do in the middle of a virus. Oh look, because you've got... That will help stop the virus apparently. Put fairs and fucking shit everywhere, all through the fucking towns. Allowed raves, festivals and fucking whatever else to go on, while claiming that you need to be vaccinated. What you got here? We've got mad paella. Paella with a touch of madness. Can't make this shit up. This is what you've got in the asylum. Everywhere you... Walls, high buildings, brick, shit. Barely a fucking plant in sight, which is how creation was designed, to be plants and trees. But this here is what you call civilization and asylum, which you have to pay for to be part of, because that's called slavery. You're legally not allowed to leave this place or live anywhere on the land because the police are there to stop you going on it. You have to stay in the prison and pay. Otherwise it's illegal. Now this place here, the job centre, this barely gives those alcoholics up there with a free house, a small bit of money, and they can sit up there all day long pretending to be homeless and get a few pound for a few drinks all day every day. And then what they do is they use those homeless people up there to house hostels, or make out that there's a homeless problem where the councils house people at £425 a room a week, every week, because apparently they've got to pay landlords that money to rent those buildings. So what the council and these charities allegedly do is pick the most expensive landlords and buildings on earth to rent, to help house the homeless. £1.6 million is what the YMCA receives up there every year to house 78 people. 1.6 million every year. You could build that once, easy, for that money, and never have to pay that again. But that's sanctioned at council level. This is the asylum. This is look, fences, gates, walls. You're not allowed. Go there, go here, walk down there, wear that, press the buttons. It's a nut house. This is what you've got to pay for. This is what you have to pay for. This is what you've got to civilise in society. You know what I mean? This pub here was, this was a pub, the Engine. This was a British pub that got shut down, is now a restaurant, shisha pub, Britain's. That doesn't, because they've given this country no longer belongs to fucking the indigenous population of this land. And those establishments were made so that the population are so fucked off their nut, they're not in no state to stop what was taking place and the giving away of this land. Look, oh, I've got to pay to live here. Everywhere. Huh? More beggars. More beggars. Junky beggars everywhere. Now, when I was a kid, there was literally 2 tramps in the whole of fucking town. In the whole of fucking town, 2 beggars. They weren't even beggars, they were tramps, proper tramps. There was a black geezer who used to walk around with no fucking shoes and socks on and a sports bag. And there was another tramp. Now, everywhere you go, on every fucking shop, everywhere you go, and they're even now going to the parades of shops, because what they did is put a load of fucking TV programs on TV. Yeah? What's that? Do I speak English? Yeah, I'm English.
I'm an Irishman. My name is Patrick Woody. It's a bit embarrassing, but I'm homeless, mate. Let's read this Berlin change.
I can't, mate, nah.
I'm trying to sell 3 pairs of runners there for a tenner.
Yeah. Go to the YMCA, they house the homeless.
You don't want to buy a pair of runners, do you?
Nah.
They're like damn dear, but they're just...
Are they? How did you end up homeless?
One way for the sister's funeral, I've been stuck here ever since.
Eh?
One for the sister's funeral, I've been stuck here ever since.
Yeah. Not drugs, nah?
No, I used to take a bit of weed, but I
Yeah.
lost my sister to drugs.
Oh, right. Sweet as. No worries. But, yeah, well, that's basically what you've got. Pure bullshit. Pure bullshit. Yeah, so basically this is what you get. Just this is in case you can't see these people. This is health and safety. The fluorescent blobs everywhere around all the other mental patients in the asylum, you know what I mean? The cool ones. This is where the cool mental asylum patients come. It's where they come to buy clothes, come to do everything. It's for the nutters. They all get dressed up to come and walk around here as well. Ooh, wonder how good I look. Next to all the nutters. I'm cooler than them nutters. My clothes cost more. They walk round like they're the bollocks in the nut house. You know what I mean? Thinking they're better than all the other fucking wackos they walk past that don't know. They never really see them ever again, but they'll walk past them really cool. Wonder if they notice that I'm wearing a gold chain that I paid loads of money for. That makes me really special. Look, it's shiny. I've got shiny on. I've got a crocodile on. Look how cool I am. My crocodile t-shirt costs more than everybody else's. I'm better than all these other mental patients of the fucking asylum. Because it's their job, that's what they're made to wear on the high street. Oh no, you're on the high street, you need to be a fluorescent fucking wacko and buy loads of products. Yet the man stood next to him, his health and safety's fine, because it's not his job and they can't fucking charge him money for it. So the base and safety is to fucking try to fucking get fucking wackos to fucking part with their fucking money and thinking they're being fucking protected. Here we are, this is the other concrete everywhere, but a glimmer of tree amongst it all. But you know, this is not how the creator of life designed it. Ooh, civilization. And I've got to pay these fuckers that work in this fucking building shitloads of my fucking wages, and they're the cunts that fucking govern this, put elephants everywhere. Complete wacko nut job fucking mental asylum this is. And you got to pay them. They live in massive houses, most of them not in the towns that they govern. So apparently they have the people of this town's best, they call it a town, it's called a prison. It's called a concrete fucking prison for wackos. This is what mental patients call freedom. Being allowed to come and spend your slave vouchers on what shit you want to buy to make either yourself look better or your house look better, or just get your shit that you need for your little prison cell. It's my freedom. I get to choose to do everything what I want. I can eat what I want. And I can buy what I want that they sell in the shops. You know what I mean? You've even got sex toy shops in the middle of the fucking Arndale Centre and all around. And pornography shops. Come and buy pornography and sex toys. Wackos. This is what you call freedom. Gay pubs. Yeah? Now what they've done everywhere, and it's been going on for the last fucking 20 years, is that they have made the gay bar or gay club in every fucking town and fucking place in England the only place that's allowed open late. Years ago, fuck me, it must have been fucking 20 fucking years ago, I went to fucking Liverpool, and fucking after a certain fucking time, I'm trying to go to a fucking club. I wanted to go to fucking Cream, but they shut Cream down, and the only place you could go for a fucking late drink and shit was the gay places. Manchester was exactly the fucking same as well. Luton Town Centre is more or less exactly the fucking same. The only place, the place that's allowed open late where everyone goes now is the fucking gay bar. And what you have are fucking, because what happens is that women think gays are funny, and they all, because other women, oh look, I can hang around with a bloke that's like a woman, and they love all that, and they think, oh, they're popular like all on the TV, you've got to have a gay friend. So a lot of women go to the fucking gay bars, so you do get normal blokes go in there to try to pull women, but you know, they start getting drunk and end up being gay or doing weird gay shit because they're just fucked in the head. That's what it's for. Start questioning, am I gay? Wackos. This is the asylum. This is how they treat trees in the asylum. Look, they even put trees under lock and key. Look, got a gate off the trees. This is how the owners of the asylum treat the trees. They fucking concrete all over their fucking roots and put fucking bars round the cunts. You know what I mean? That's how they treat. This is society. This is natural. This is what you legally have to fucking pay to live in. While you're surrounded by gates and bars wherever you go and shipped off to and where you have to go to work to pay for this shit. They bill you for this. This is what they charge you for. This is what you have to pay tax for, to put bars and concrete round fucking trees, and you're not allowed on the land because you have to pay for the police that police the land to stop you going on it and trespassing on other people's shit that they have destroyed. Every fucking tree is the trees under fucking lock and key. Do you know what I mean? At least them ones you can get a bit of water through, but ultimately, what the fuck is that? Nothing. That's a tree in an unnatural environment. They still grow, but still, you know. These are the people. The monarchy. This, and the church. The church built the towns, the villages, the cities. That's why there's massive churches everywhere that are the oldest buildings in all of those places. God's world. This is God's world. The mental asylum. This is where the mental patients pray and hope they get to God. This is the creator of life. Did all of this. Because they're wackos. Wackos. This is God's world. God's world. Because that's why the churches are here. If it wasn't God's world, the churches couldn't be there. You know? And why don't the police prosecute the church if science has disproved the church? Science is now the new authority, which was the word of God. Now it's the word of science. So if science has disproved the word of God, why are those charlatans still allowed buildings to con and fraud the public with tales of magical, wonderful flying worlds with flying beings and shit? Why are they still legally allowed to do that and take money off of the vulnerable? Why that is where your weddings are held? The babies go. And the dead go. If science has disproved God. Science tells you there was a giant explosion and that we live in a giant spinning spaceball world. And you were a monkey. And science is now the new law. Science, you can't argue with science. Apparently the scientist's word is all that matters. Years ago it was the word of the church, where they would tie you to sticks and set you on fire in the middle of the town as punishment for heresy. Now the same people are pushing the science agenda and changing the evolution of the fucking slave. But why are the churches still there if science disproves? That's fraud and deception. Legal fraud and deception that the monarchy protect. And the police enforce. Because if you say anything against that, that's hate speech. Well, if you say anything against foreign religion, it's hate speech because that's defended everywhere. But indigenous, nothing indigenous is defended. Anyway, that'll do for now. Actually, let's walk up here. This is what you've got. Mashed up trees, look, all cut down. All the branches all chopped up. This is what they call civilized. This is civilization. This is civilization. Tarmacking round all the trees and chopping all the branches up. So you got stumpy fucking things like that. That's civilized. That's civilized. This is what civilization does. This is what the mental asylum is. Rubbish bins everywhere. Bins, benches. Come on, mental patients, have a little time out in the sun. On the concrete. Get dressed up. Look really cool, man. Get down to the high street. Ooh, look at all the nutters around. Because there's wackos everywhere. Looking cool in their shades, man. Got hats on, red trainers, man. I'm a nutter. I'm a geezer. Yeah? It's bullshit. Bullshit. Now, yeah, it's fucking bullshit. This is the fucking asylum. Welcome to the asylum, like. See? Cuckoo, cuckoo. This is the mental asylum. Look at what the nutters dress up like. They're everywhere. Nutters everywhere. Yes, Will, what's happening? You good? Yeah, I'm alright, mate. Alright, what are you up to? Sorry, yeah, no, I was doing the same, mate, but you're good, yeah? Cuckoo. Wackos everywhere. Wandering around, more or less dribbling, poncing fags and shit. You know what I mean? Gotta be cool when you're the centre of the asylum. You gotta look the bollocks. You gotta get dressed up for this shit. Let's get dressed up. Go to the centre of the asylum. The nutters. Right. Fuck me. Ugh. Well, I've just come out of fucking the laundrette. Yeah, basically, I just want to make a quick video about basically where I am. This is what's called Newtown in fucking Luton. Basically, this is where I have walked up here before. This is a lot like Russell Rise. Basically, everywhere you look, no fucking trees. just basically everywhere you go. If I just walk up here a little bit, there's literally a couple of trees in the fucking couple of pots, but it is basically complete house to house, wall to wall houses, concrete, brick, fences, the odd fence, the odd wall. This is the prison. Individual coops. Quite a lot of these houses aren't even individual coops. Some are shared accommodation. But look, this is just wall to wall prison. Battery hens, battery humans, stored upstairs, downstairs. It don't matter. Rubbish, shit, grime, crap. Do you know what I mean? Signs of the fucking asylum. No fucking life anywhere. The only life you see is a few rats. You hear the odd bird in a tree like you get up there, but you know, it's very few and far between you get fucking trees. It's just complete fucking battery hens wherever you fucking look. Upstairs, downstairs, look at all the satellite dishes. You got 2 or 3 on a lot of the houses, meaning a lot of those are shared occupancy houses. These are a lot shared occupancy, so you're only renting a room in a fucking battery cage. Rubbish, shit, stench everywhere. This is what you got to pay to live in. This is what you got to pay rich people for. You got to pay rich people to live in a shithole like this. Now, basically, a lot of that. So the reason you have shit areas like this, old, run-down, no fucking, like, oh, look, rubbish everywhere, shit, gunk, stench of the asylum, the nut house. Doesn't matter where you look. So I just switched the fucking camera off there, but yeah, doesn't matter where you look. Stench, the stench of the fucking asylum is fucking everywhere. This is what you've got to pay for. This. Battery hens. Now the reason why you have rundown areas like this, where battery hens, well, battery human beings live, are forced to live in these prison conditions. Yeah. These are areas now that are no longer indigenous. The indigenous pop. Thank you. The indigenous. You know what I mean? One person lets you out, the other one fucking bibs. That's the asylum. You know what I mean? No one can fucking give anyone any fucking time to be nice without some cunt blasting their fucking horn at ya, shouting at ya and telling you to do shit. But yeah, everywhere you fucking look, I've just got to remember, because as I'm talking, earlier on I was fucking switching the camera over, so I've got to stop talking while I switch the camera over. But yeah, the battery hens, the battery humans. This is no different from a battery farm for fucking chickens. This is what they've got human beings living under. This is what people have got to save their whole life to live under. Battery hen conditions that are filled with rubbish and fucking shit everywhere. If you don't pay to live here, they put you in a cage. This is what the police force and the other agencies are here to do. Everywhere you look, rubbish, stench of disgustingness and shit everywhere. And some people buy these houses. A lot of shared occupancy. A lot of these are rooms where you just you can see there's loads of different bins. The stench of piss, the stench of fucking rubbish. It doesn't matter, like rats, human human chickens, human pigs. You know, this is the farm. This is where you're kept. These are the conditions. Just because they call it a town, don't make it any different from a fucking farm. This is a farm. The council are the farmers. The police work for the farmers, so they're like the farm workers to ensure that all the animals or the livestock do as they are fucking told. But yeah, this is what you've got to pay to live in. Battery hens, barely any fucking life anywhere, fucking concrete and fucking shit. And now this is not even an English battery hen. This battery farm, this is now a immigrant battery farm for people. Not a lot of people now even speak the native tongue. So not only do you have the jibber jabber of the asylum from your mental patients that you know, you have the jibber jabber from fucking immigrants that you don't even understand what the fuck they are saying. Welcome to the fucking asylum. Concrete everywhere, shit everywhere, gunk everywhere, and mental patients everywhere, blobs everywhere. This is what you've got to pay for. This is illegal. Now what happens is, if you don't pay to live in this fucking shithole, or you dare say anything which is now deemed hate speech about the destruction or the further destruction of the shithole that you were made to live in, that is hate speech. And that's what those fucking pigs do. The pigs in uniform, the fucking scum. Now, yesterday I couldn't even be bothered to fucking videotape it because I was outside a fucking customer's house and there was a load of other people who I work with. It's not really fair for me to be filming the people I fucking work with, really. But basically, this is what I've got. This is where you walk through. I'm just walking back to mine. Battery hens. Everywhere you look, battery humans. Locked inside individual cages. In some of those individual cages, what you get are just individual cells. So even a house is just about fucking 5 or 6 different or 3 different, three or four your bedrooms. Some just live in one room, some have access to another room where they sit and watch the flashy screens. But ultimately it's nearly individual cells for individual people staring at the flashy screens or occupying their mind with medication, with fucking gunk that they then walk round jibber jabbering. That's all they fucking do, is jibber jabber. I've walked miles. I'm back on the road where the fucking big mother house is. More stench, more rubbish. Crap looks shopping trolleys and that dumped all up the roads. This is what you've got to pay for. This is illegal if you don't pay to live here. Now, as I've shown you, is literally next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people living in some of these properties. There's not an inch of ground between each one. Not a fucking inch of ground between each one. Now the population here, and I have highlighted it before, I'm going to go over it again. The population here pay much more money in tax, much more money in revenue, but the council leave the place a fucking shithole. And while they look after other areas, this road is relentless with the fucking rubbish always, and the stench and shit basically. But yeah, the revenue collected in these areas is fucking unreal. Yet the maintenance of the place, what the councils, the rulers of this area, of this part of the asylum called Luton, don't spend any money here maintaining the place. They spend a lot of money maintaining the other places where, if you're lucky enough to either earn enough money, be born into that money, or get that money, you've got somewhere to go. But you have to have 2 different areas, 2 or 3 different classes, because without the class difference There's nothing for anyone to work for. So the poor want to be middle class, the middle class want to be rich, and the rich just want to be richer. But you have to have something to work for. Stench. It doesn't matter what time of day, what fucking time of the week. The rubbish and the stench is relentless on this road. And all around this entire area, both sides of the town, the asylum centre. So, I just want to, I'll get to that another day about the satellites all pointing in the same direction. And basically towards London, where the signal comes from, not satellites, for the fucking wackos. But yeah, it's basically wall to wall. Sorry mate, yep. No worries. Yeah, basically wall to wall, not a fucking inch of gap anywhere. Now some of these houses are pretty big. There are some people that have bought these houses, and some of these houses inside will be very nice. Lots of shitholes let by very rich people to house the poor in revolting fucking conditions. I'm just going to give you another guided tour of where I live. You good, yeah? Alright, I'm just going to give you a little guided tour of where I live inside the fucking asylum. Look, this is the garden. Never changes. Revolting rubbish. This is a fucking... The person who owns this is a multi-millionaire. A multi-millionaire with a property empire. He's a Freemason. Now basically this is a council registered, so they recommend this property to the poor as a place to come and rent because it's cheap. And basically he keeps the rent low so that they don't have to raise, they can pay very bad housing benefit to people who aren't working, and this is one of their recommended properties that they rent out. So, hang on, let me turn the camera. That's what you're greeted by. Now this is a shared occupancy house. This should have cleaners. This is, I've highlighted this before. Here we go. Oh look. Oh, more. More. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same letter. Apparently the world is dying and the cause is the cutting down of trees. Yet these are all council owned businesses. These will be for debt. You come in here and that's the letters. Quite a lot of them are mine, but it's just a never ending stream because everyone who lives in this place is more normally in debt. So what you have are the council companies. Let's have a look what this is while I'm here. Oh, yeah. What you need to do, make a payment 24/7. Who's this for? We're BPO Collections. Oh, the Department of Work and Pensions. How much did I owe them this time? Oh, we work with clients to resolve the overdue accounts. Blah de blah. We understand that you may do this. They act like they're your friend. Contact us and we will sort out a solution for you. But it comes with the threats of if you don't contact us, we're going to thing. And what they do is they give you this, you're outpriced of the legal market. So they give you things like this, the Criminal Citizens Advice Bureau, which is a council run thing. Call us, card, direct debit, bank transfer by post. you can't do anything about it. It's just gunk. You can't even fucking ring them up. Normally I get one for thousands and thousands from the Department of Work and Pensions. Fuck them. But anyway, that's a council business. Look at the state of this fucking place. Rotting food everywhere. You know, this is meant to have a fucking cleaner. Look at the ceiling. Coming through. You basically, I've just been to the fucking laundrette because the heating is now off. But the tumble dryer doesn't work in here. I know I don't pay rent here anymore. But this is what I had to live in. This is what people have to fucking live under. This is the shit. Look, the oven's still broken. I highlighted that a year or 2 years ago. Broken windows. Come through into here. This is what you've got to live with. Now, some of the people, you know, you're renting the properties. This is the shared property. Let's have a little look in here. Look, you've got a bloke in here who keeps getting food. This is M&S food again. This is from that geezer who keeps getting it delivered in those boxes. Apparently he's on probation. Has been sent back probation. Been arrested for drug dealing. Allegedly. Well, there was a big raid here. Or not even a raid. Just coppers next door and in here. Claiming that it was to do with drugs. When the door didn't come off and they kept coming to the back gate to let me know they were coming in. But you've got the rotting stench of fucking food everywhere. This is pretty clean compared to what it was. You have no tumble dryer that works. He's now turned the heating off because the cunt always turns the fucking heating off. A washing machine that doesn't work. A freezer that's still fucking broken. And this is the toilet. This is what happens when I don't live here because I used to clean it. This is the stench and the rot. And it was worse than this when I first moved in here. You know, yes, you don't have to live in places like this, but you have two choices in life. When you're a prisoner, you've got two choices. You either pay big and basically go to work for the sole purpose of paying for somewhere to live. Yeah, or you live in a shithole and have a little bit of money in your pocket to try to have a little life. Sorry, I keep forgetting that cuts off while I'm fucking switching it over. Yeah, you either fucking pay for a fucking half decent fucking place to live, or you live in a fucking shithole and have a few quid in your pocket so that you might be able to go and have a little bit of fucking fun in your life. See, this is basically it. I'm just going to give you a glimpse into another one here. Look, this is all the rotting stench. Look how much food the cunt gets. Look how much he's got. It's never ending, being delivered. That's what happens. This is what the state of the place. Look at all the boxes. This is never ending food supply from the probation service to someone who breaks his probation, gets sent back to prison allegedly, and has been arrested for fucking drug dealing allegedly. This is the ceiling, all come through. Up above here was just moved in here. You have water coming through the fucking ceilings. His mate started renting the room next door because it's ideal for kids, you know. They can't afford anywhere else to live. So, you know what I mean? This is as cheap as it gets. It's £75, or it's just gone up now. I think it's £80 a fucking week to live here, which is very hard to find a place now. My son rents a fucking studio flat now for £550 a fucking month. One room, a kitchen and a bathroom for £550 a month. Yeah, you know, a lot of kids can't afford that. That's a lot of money for a lot of fucking people. That's big money for some people, £550 a month. £550 a month is, what's that? £150 a week. Just under, well, about, yeah, it probably is, works out around £150 a week per calendar, over the 52 weeks of the fucking year. It won't be too far off of that. Plus you've got your council tax, lecky, TV, the licence, gas, fucking everything else added onto that. So that'll go up to fucking that'll be over fucking, well over fucking £200 a week, 250, nearly £300 a week. To earn that money, you also, so that's what, 200, over £200 a week. That's just for a studio flat if you live on your own. So that's over fucking 2 days' wages after tax for a lot of people. So if you're only working fucking 5 days a week, 2 days of that, if you're lucky, or you want to pay out 2 days' wages every fucking week for a fucking room, a place to have a bath, and cook some food without having to deal with, because this place, like I've pointed out, is full of fucking people I don't know. You have cunts fucking stealing your fucking stuff all the time. So, you know, there's a good chance that if I hadn't sorted my head out before I lived in, my boy moved out because he was starting to threaten that fat fucking human pig that lived next door to me because he kept stealing his stuff. You're going to flip out at some stage and attack some cunt for fucking nicking your stuff, because they steal everything. You leave a plate on the side, it's gone. You put milk in the fridge, some fucking little cunt fucking nicks it. Yeah, and that's what you have, scumbags, because they don't give a fuck about no one other than their fucking selves. So when you live in a place like this, it's very dangerous for you and can keep the police busy, because you've lost the plot, because you're living in a place with a bunch of fucking cunts, because you've got no fucking choice about it. Don't tidy up. Now, when I moved in here, the first thing I did was spend about fucking that little fucking human pig, that fucking mixed race fucking little cunt, fucking Sean fucking whatever the fuck that little pig, human fucking mixed race pig was, yeah? Basically, he'd lived here for fucking about 6 months before I moved in here. I spent 3 hours tidying this bathroom, cleaning everything up. And within the hour, I've come back in and he's moved all his stuff in here. What a human pig. Didn't even tidy up the place for himself. But the second I do it, thinks he can move all his fucking shit in here. Sticking his fucking afro combs all over the side. Putting hair everywhere. And never once tidied up. Never once took a fucking toilet roll out the fucking bathroom. He's a lazy, fat, human pig that has been brought up and spoilt by his mum. Ooh, mummy's little soldier. And fed and turned into a human pig like that. All he did was sit inside a fucking box, ponce off the state, whinge about persecution for being black, and fucking while getting everything for nothing, and sitting in a fucking, like a human pig in a house on the ponce, a poncing little human pig. That's what you've got to live with. Or you pay out all your wages. So let me just point it to you like this. So, you know, a lot of people, you know, don't take home much more than £500 a week. Or you've got to do 6 days or something like that, yeah? So, you know, even as a youngster, you ain't getting nowhere near that sort of money. So, you know, 500 quid... If you've got to pay out 250 quid, that's half your wages just where you live. 500 quid you pay nearly, that's £100 in tax. Yeah, so that takes 500 down to 400. Yeah? So 500 down to 400. So you take home 400 quid. If you've got to pay out £250 to live in your house, all your bills, all of that, yeah, £250 of that £400, you're left with less than half. Then you've got to feed yourself and you have to get to work. So you either buy a car with all the insurance and all of that stuff, yeah, you're basically left with nothing. You're going to work all week to give that fucking money to fucking cunts. This is what you're surrounded by in your boxes. Gates, fences, walls, sectioned off. You're lucky if you've got a tree to look at somewhere. Gates, fences, rubbish, stench. Fucking cunts surrounds. You're surrounded by cunts everywhere. Yeah, if you flip out and fucking sort out a cunt who's in your living round, who thinks they can fucking steal your stuff, Yeah, the police won't come here. If I rang the police and said some geezer's fucking stealing my stuff in my house, they wouldn't fucking turn up. They wouldn't do shit. Wouldn't do shit. Now, while I'm on the subject, I might as well get to this. Yesterday, I had another police incident. It was to do with me, sort of. Basically, I was working on that job with the slabs that I've just fucking shown, that I took pictures of the other day. Some fucking woman two women, Sikh women in a fucking car were blasting their fucking horn at the geezer who I work for to move his car. There was loads of room for them to get past it, but they didn't want to fucking have to do anything other than turn their steering wheel once to get past. So they start blasting their horn, trying to get you with no manners. Don't ask you to move, just start bibbing. Next thing, the Sikh geezers come walking over, brandishing a dagger on his person, in like a strap round his thing. Starts going, you need to be doing this. You should do this. I said, look, be quiet. Stop talking to me and chill out. Have a nice day. Yeah, he carries on. I said, look, mate, do you want a little cuddle? Because you keep fucking crying. You know what I mean? Stop being a baby. Go away if you're going to carry on whinging. You know what I mean? We're working here. We're trying to do a job. And I don't need you coming over thinking you can dictate what I should be doing. Because you live in a house, a prison cell across the road. But it was quite a nice area. An affluent, affluent area. Or whatever the fuck they call it. Rich area. Yeah? So basically, he rang the police, and the police were more or less on speed dial. They turned up at the house. They turned up at that house. They said, apparently someone here has been asking an old lady if she wanted a cuddle. I says, whoa. Hang on a minute, mate. First and foremost, that ain't illegal, even if I did do that. I didn't do that. I said it to the bloke who came over here brandishing a dagger, an immigrant. Why the fuck are you here? Because an immigrant has rang you to fucking, while he's brandishing a dagger, who was being nothing but fucking rude. And all I said to him, look, stop whinging, mate. If you want to cuddle, that's antisocial behaviour. I said, you are meant to target crime. Why are you here? How did you get here? Why are you here over a couple of words when anyone can say anything about anyone? I want him prosecuted for lying to you. I says, is it illegal to ask a woman if she wanted a cuddle? I didn't even ask a woman if she wanted a cuddle. Yeah? Now, basically, that was outside someone's fucking house, so I'm not going to fucking videotape it, and there's other people there. You know, it weren't my place to do it there and then. But that took place yesterday. Turning up to tell me, and he started doing a vehicle check on the vehicle, because you've got a jumped up little fucking runt of a man, a little cunt, a little weakling in a fucking uniform that thinks he can fucking come round and tell you what you're allowed to even say now. Again, if I was wearing a dagger, I would be prosecuted. So why are immigrants to this land that should know? So if you go to a different country like Dubai or something like that, they will bang you in prison for the most ridiculous things, and they don't do anything about it. That's their laws. Yet, for some reason, immigrants to this country, they change all the rules and allow them to be allowed to carry dagger. Oh, it's only a ceremonial one, really? But I guarantee if he's whacked that into my stomach, it would fucking cause me damage. He's carrying a weapon. Why are they carrying weapons? What's that got to do with their religion? Nothing. And they're mental patients, because science has allegedly proved that every word out of that geezer's mouth, he's wearing a fucking rag round his head. He's a wacko, yeah? According to science, they tell you that that is bullshit and that science is the new law. So why is the government will punish the indigenous, punish everyone for going against the word of science, but allows mental patients to claim foreign immigrant that weren't designed to live on this land, their alleged customs, weirdo mental health beliefs, and they're protected by fucking law. That's what's protected by law here. He's there to dictate to me, the little fucking pig in fucking uniform, the fucking scumbag little fucking cunt, was there to try to act big to me for nothing. I was more or less mocking the bloke. I weren't even really rude to him. I just said, do you want to cuddle, mate? Because you seem to be a little bit upset. Go away. Go into your house and just be quiet. Have a nice day. Enjoy your day. Stop fucking getting all angry and upset at other people. Mind your own business, basically. You know what I mean? And the police turn up. Antisocial behaviour. I says, what about the streets are riddled with drugs? Why are you not doing anything about that? There's women being trafficked, but you're here to tell me about that. How have you got time to do that? Same again. This is my area. I'm the local, but you know what I mean? And the fucking bullshit starts to pour out of their little fucking snout, fucking pig mouths, fucking human pigs. You are human pigs, and the goddess don't like you. I don't like you. Nobody likes you because you're fucking pigs. Only mental patients like you, and I won't worry about them because I can't worry about mental patients, and I ain't gonna. I'm just gonna get rid of them. I've got to get rid of them fuckers one way or another. Blobs, gays, mental patients. The goddess hates, and silly little bitches that think their face is beautiful with a mask on it. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, beautiful. With a mask on it. Yeah, look at how beautiful my face is. You've changed it. That ain't your face. You ugly little cunts. Anyway, I can't worry about ugly little fucking cunts with pairs of tits that think they're the most beautifulest thing alive. I can't worry about fucking turbinators. I can't fucking worry about fucking immigrants. I can't worry about indigenous little wacko human pigs that wear uniforms and think they're fucking really big and can come and now dictate to you about what you're allowed to even say. You're not even allowed to have a little joke at someone when they're being rude to you, especially if it's a fucking cunt immigrant, because they will come and punish your ass and start to dictate with their weapons, start all doing vehicle checks. You know what I mean? On workers, targeting people who were working and being hard, not committing crime, not doing anything, hadn't broken any law, but because it was a rich area and a rich person that had rung the police, that's who they want. They want that person ringing the police because it's job creation for them and minuscule crime, the byproduct of crime normally, or children making noise. They love a grass, so they won't punish a grass. They will allow them to continue to ring them. But yeah, if someone was fucking stealing food in my house and I rang the police, they wouldn't come here, and that was a crime to steal people's property. Yeah, talking to someone because I'm indigenous and he's a fucking immigrant, a rich fucking little cunt immigrant to this country. The police are on more or less on speed dial to go to their properties over nothing. That's what you have. That's the asylum. And if you don't pay the people to pay them to come and target you, it's illegal, and those fuckers turn up with their weapons and their piss poor fucking manners like they all. Right, I'm just making another video. I might as well start here because this is what the police want and the authorities want. Now, not only do you have bricks and walls, you now have fences, gates, alarms, locks, because that's what crime does. That's why you need a paw to create a police state where basically people lock themselves in their own prison cells and love their prisoner life. Now, that was CCTV camera there, whether they have it or don't have it. CCTV camera in operation. Everywhere you go, you've got people telling you there's CCTV cameras in operation, whether they are or aren't. I don't know, but they are everywhere. There's another one I saw just a minute ago when I was walking down here, but yeah, CCTV cameras everywhere. So not only do you have the thing, you have these things. Neighborhood watch, attention, no cold callers, all of these things. A cold caller would be someone who used to go around strumming up business. Obviously what you had is big companies, but you did have people going around trying to get a bit of work, trying to get a bit of cash, you know, to survive in the fucking asylum. But yeah, the reason the police and society creates the poor youngsters that need money, society and drugs, is to ensure that there is crime, so that the obedient little fucking petrified little fucking mutt inside, who loves locking themselves in the prison cells, that never goes out, that just does what they're told and loves being told they're a good boy or good girl, they put fucking things. Again, I'm just at another place. I can show you one spot. I didn't even notice this exists. Actually, I'm just going to show you this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other side of the road, 5, 6. That's 6 video cameras in one that I didn't even have to fucking move out of. Now a lot of those video cameras, they sign them up to well, the authorities will have full viewing of what's on those cameras. Some are signed up to some protection agency things, so their video footage, so they're like, it's like a security firm that looks after their homes. You've got alarms everywhere. Again, an alarm going off, the racket of fucking car alarms and shit like that is fucking horrible noise. That's not antisocial, because, you know, mental patients of the asylum that only care about their property. That's all they care about in life, is what they've bought with their slavery and their prison cells, and they want protecting from the vulnerable, who were children mainly, targeted with alcohol and drugs by society and the media. The media fucking targeted everyone. They're the ones that play you all the fucking songs on the fucking and advertise the raves. There's no such thing as bad press. So if the media is making out that they don't want something like the rave scene at the beginning, but it's all over the media, so everyone hears about it, and the young want to do it because they're told that it's fun. They're telling you that you're going to die if you fucking have fun. When you have fun, you just don't listen to a word anyone now says to you. You know what I mean? And then they get you on. Then what they do is target people with the worst of drugs after the harmless ones, and that's where the addictions start. But it all starts very well. You just have a party, and then from the party it ends up becoming a fucking day-to-day occurrence because you're children and you know nothing else. And then that goes into adulthood. Literally everywhere I go, video cameras. I'm sure you know your own fucking. Have a look around where you live. How many houses now have video cameras on them? They're all fucking signed up to the thing. This is what it's on. Mental patients with medication that are desperate to go and get medicated to escape from reality. Escapism. There's a million different forms of escapism in the asylum, and most end up then causing your medication causes your problems, whether legal or illegal. I know a lot of people that have taken antidepressants, and a lot of people who came off them because they said they were mad shit that started to fuck them up, and have told me a lot about it. A lot seem to see fucking shadow people and things like this. I've had more than one person tell me about them who's taken those tablets. So yeah, they're inducing psychosis with what they claim are an antidepressant. Yeah, so basically That's what you've got everywhere. The asylum. And to socialise and get a bit of escapism, even if you're just really enjoying it, you're not allowed to do it at your fucking houses. You're not allowed to do it in the parks. You're not allowed to do it out in nature. So because it's all antisocial now. Everything is antisocial. So you're not allowed to socialise at home. You're not allowed to socialise in the park. You're not allowed to socialise out in nature. So therefore you have to pay vast amounts of money to try to get to somewhere else to do a bit of fucking socialising, if you're lucky enough to be in a situation like that. And like I fucking pointed out, money is tight for a lot of people. Some people don't get anything. You've got two working people that just want, you know, they don't want to live in shitholes. They're trying to fucking raise kids. They want them away from some of the shit that they had to go through, even though it weren't that bad. It's just because of the drugs mainly, and their lifestyle that that was given to them. I was no different. I tried to bring my boy up somewhere else out of Luton where I was brought up, you know, but you know, you try. Does it do any better? I don't think so, because they're not under your control. They're still being bombarded with the media. Although part of my boy's generation, it's not as, the rave scene on that age group isn't as big scale as it fucking was, you know what I mean? But yeah, nah, it's not a mental asylum. You don't live in a mental, you know. Druggies walking around, that's a notorious beggar who's been homeless, you know what I mean, staggering around the streets begging for fucking the last fucking 6-7 years. All the beggars, you get new beggars, but you've got fucking the original beggars that are the same ones who've been here for 6-7 years. They're never no, zombies and the homeless everywhere. This is like RoboCop 2 now, Delta City. That's what Luton's like. You walk around the streets, you've got fucking zombies everywhere, drug addicts everywhere, because it's fucked. But they don't stop the drugs. Why? More and more police don't stop the drugs, because they're targeting the byproduct, and the byproduct is what ensures that people are putting cameras everywhere and closing down the asylum for the authorities. That's why they create a society full of drugs and advertise the rave scene to get kids into taking drugs on a regular basis. Then it becomes from the raves into their everyday life and later on in life to create drug addiction. And that's what they profit from. That's why they've got that creates that cameras everywhere, because mental patients just only care about protecting their property but ain't seeing the bigger picture, that they're closing down the asylum. They are creating maximum security on the fucking streets. That's what it is, maximum security. This is now a maximum security asylum. That's what terrorism has done. You're under video camera. It doesn't matter. It's Delta City. Drugs under the fucking lay-bys. Fucking junkies everywhere. Scuttling about the fucking street beside junkies scuttling about the place. Beggars outside every fucking shop begging. This is the asylum. This is what the police protect. Because the people that bring the drugs in don't live in these fucking towns. They're the rich. It's the rich that are responsible for the drugs. They all live out in the countryside. A lot stationed around where I am, in the countryside. They're the people that grow the weed on the farms. They're the people that have the land. They're the people that have the shipping. They're the people that have the labs. They're the people that supply the drugs to the towns and use the poor to do it to themselves, because they need money and currency. And it's only low-level dealing that gets targeted by the police. So the rich live out in the countrysides, while the poor are the ones who are targeted with drugs. And low-level drug dealing are targets. They're victims of needing money and wanting things in life. It's not as simple as people think. Oh, It's just a way of some people obtaining currency. I know a lot of, well, some don't touch. Some it's just money. Kids need money, and what they've done now, again, to ensure that the crime stats continue to rise, is make it illegal for children now to work until they're 18. So you've added another 2 years on to the fucking. You've added another fucking 2 years on. No. You've added another 2 years on to the time period that they need money. They need money at that age. So all you're doing is creating the scenes for crime. Parents can't support their children. They're struggling to support themselves at that age. The rich can, the poor can't, because it's the poor that are targeted, and it's the poor who get prosecuted. The rich never get touched for drugs. Only the low-level dealers get touched for drugs. Only the only the people in the asylum, well, and in the villages. The villages are riddled with drugs. The rich kids are riddled with drugs as well, but it don't matter. It doesn't cause as many problems or look as bad as they do in this asylum. This is the asylum. This is what people call civilization. Mental patients everywhere. Ooh, bubbly tea, man. Let's get some bubbly tea. It's bubbly, like fizzy. Ooh, it's bubbly. You've got fucking wackos. The usual wackos. Here we go. The god fucking worshippers. Why are they not with mental health?
And gives us the answers to life's most important questions. Get your free copy of The Great Controversy today.
See?
And discover
mental patients thinking that books have the answers to life. The answers are unwritten words to the life. This is a giant mental asylum. What the fuck are you talking about? Don't need answers to life, how you were meant to fit into the asylum. That's what people do. They question, where do I fit into the world? You're not meant to fit into the world, because the world is a giant fucking nut house, concrete shithole. It's how you fit into nature and what you were designed and created to do, not to fucking get somewhere else when you're dead, because when you're no longer alive. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Weird. But yeah, the concrete fucking asylum. Right, just bought myself a paella with a little bit of madness, and now I'm exiting the asylum. Just give people a view. I'm so glad to be leaving. So happy to be out of the asylum. Yes, geezer. Wackos everywhere. Right, I've just got back to a different part of the asylum, but I'm nearly home. This part of the asylum is where the complete wackos live. This is the proper wacko cuckoo fucking la la land round here, but it's it's a lot easier to walk through. The mental patients are a lot easier to deal with when you're a complete wacko. But anyway, hence the reason they make them. But I've just got back to Harlington. And this here is what you call a paella with a bit of madness. It's actually a vegetable paella, but anyway, I thought I'd grab one of them on the way back, and that does actually look alright. So I'm just about to, hang on. This is paella with a bit of madness. Sending me off the nut, man. This shit is off the nut. Fucking wackos.